All right, guys, I'm back with another reading lesson. I want to talk about how characters' feelings change. And when the feelings change, um, you have to change. Your voice has to change. Okay? Um, so I'll give you an example. Bailey, when he loves to play with his toys, and when he wants to play with his toys, his eyes light up, and his front legs go down, and his butt goes up in the air, and his tail wags, and then I know he's happy. He wants to play. But when he hears a noise outside or in the hallway, he starts barking, and I know he's like scared or angry. And when one time he had an accident in the house, he went to the bathroom in the house and he hung his head down, and his eyes were sad, and I knew he was ashamed. He wasn't happy about what he did. So Bailey's feelings are always changing, and it's not always easy to keep track of because sometimes they change quickly. So I need to watch for signs in Bailey that tells me how he feels. If his tummy's upset, I need to watch. I need to watch for the signs that tell me how he's feeling. If he's not acting himself, maybe he's feeling sick. And the same thing with readers. Readers have to do the same thing. You have to watch out for the signs in the character to keep track of how they're feeling. And then you can change your voice and even your body to match that feeling. But you have to expect a character's feelings to change. Good readers expect a character's feelings to change across the story. And when the feelings change, then you change your voice and your body to show the feeling. Okay? So remember, you can use the pictures and the words to figure out how the character's feeling. You can use the picture to study the character's face and body. Like if they're smiling, maybe they're excited or happy. If they're frowning, maybe they're sad. If their arms are crossed, maybe they're angry, okay? You can use the words to pay attention to what they say and what they do. Then you can understand how the character's feeling and notice when the feelings change. Now, sometimes the character's feelings will change in an instant, quickly, like that. Sometimes they don't change for a while, but you have to be on the lookout the whole time to notice when they're changing. Okay, so in chapter 3, The Dandies, it says Mrs. Teaberry and Zeke arrived in their baseball clothes. "Let's go," said Mrs. Teaberry, and they all drove to the ball field. So here's Mrs. Teaberry. I see she looks a little happy. She kind of looks a little surprised. I don't know. But she has a smile on her face. The Yankee Doodle Dandies were in the middle of a game. A batter was running for home. Everyone waited and waited and waited. "I'm feeling pretty young," said Mr. Putter. Now how would he read that? He sounds a little confident now, right? You can't really see his face, but he's standing up straight. He's watching the game. He says, "I'm feeling pretty young," said Mr. Putter. Why is he saying that? Maybe because the people on the team look a lot older than him. "Let's go play," said Mrs. Teaberry. Now, how would I read that? Look, she's petting Zeke. She looks happy. "Let's go play," said Mrs. Teaberry, and she looked at Zeke. "Stay," she said. Now, is that how she would say it? She wants to make sure he stays, so she has to be stern, like when mommy or daddy is talking to you when you're doing something wrong. She says, "Stay." She has to say it like she means it, right? Mr. Putter looked at Zeke. No way, Mr. Putter thought. No way. Look at his face. Why did Mr. Putter say no way? Probably because he knew that Zeke wasn't going to stay. He petted Tabby, and he went to play. Now let's go to the next page. Chapter 4, called Drop the Ball. The Yankee Doodle Dandies were very nice. They let Mr. Putter and Mrs. Teaberry play right away. Mr. Putter took the outfield, and Mrs. Teaberry took shortstop. Now look at Mr. Putter and Mrs. Teaberry. They look pretty happy. They look like they're not sad to play the game. Mrs. Teaberry looks like she's ready. Look at her eyes. She looks like she's on the lookout for the ball. She's ready and paying attention. The batter came up, Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Thought Mr. Putter in the outfield. I could be taking a nap. Now, did you see how I read that? I could even read it better. Why would he say that? He thought he could be taking a nap. Maybe because he sounds like he's bored. Thought Mr. Putter in the outfield. I could be taking a nap. See how he sounds like he's not excited anymore, right? Let's see if they show a picture of him. Another batter came up. Swing and a miss. Swing and a ground ball to second. You know, she's happy, the batter. Mrs. T-Berry leaped into action. She ran for the ball. She reached for the ball. Then, now she looks happy like she's going to get the ball, right? You see the smile on her face, and she's really trying to get that ball. Glump. Zeke got the ball. He was very proud. He ran around and around in circles. Drop the ball, Zeke, everyone yelled, but Zeke did not drop the ball. The other team scored. Now look how Mrs. T-Berry's feeling. How do you think she's feeling? Look at her face. Is she excited anymore? Is she happy that Zeke got the ball, or is she a little embarrassed? So she's not going to say, "Oh, dear." She's going to say, "Oh, dear," said Mrs. T-Berry. And then Mr. Putter, he doesn't look happy. He doesn't look too happy either. Look at his face. "Oh, boy," thought Mr. Putter. How would I read that? "Oh, boy," thought Mr. Putter. See how I changed my voice to match the character because I thought about it? Tabby purred in the dugout. Baseball was fun. Why did Tabby think it was fun? Maybe because she didn't have to do anything. Maybe because Zeke was in trouble and she wasn't in trouble. Okay? So, do you see how I used the pictures and the words to help me think about how the characters were feeling, Mr. Putter and Mrs. T-Berry? If I saw smiles, I thought they were excited. If I saw like a worried look, they were, you know, if their eyes were out like this, they were worried. If they were a little slumped over, they're not as excited anymore. Their head was down a little bit. They were sad or they were embarrassed. Okay? If they were bored, I read with a bored voice. And like you're slumped, like you're just bored, you're not excited to be there. So you need to use the pictures and words to help you keep track of the feelings so I could notice when the feelings change. Remember, they started out excited, then they were bored, then they were kind of sad when Zeke took the ball, right? Or embarrassed or upset. And when the feelings changed, then I changed my voice to match that. Okay? So let's see. Make sure that you study your characters closely and watch for the signs to keep track of how they're feeling and when those feelings change. Remember, you can also use your body. Okay, not just your voice, but your body. If they're angry, maybe they're scowling and their arms are crossed. Okay? When you retell the story, you can also use the feelings in the retelling. That makes your retelling even better when you tell how the feelings start out in the beginning of the main character, how the feelings of the main character are in the middle, and how they are in the end. And use your voice and body to show that when you're rereading. Sometimes when you reread it the first time, when you read the story the first time, you won't know how to read it. That's why we go back and reread. And then when we figure out how the character's feeling from the pictures, their face and body in the pictures, and from what they say and do, then we can reread and change our voice to match the feeling. And you can also think about why they're feeling that way. When feelings change in a story, it usually means something big is happening. So you really need to stop and pay attention and think, why is this happening? What's going on? Why did the feelings change? And why are they acting this way now? Okay? So practice all that. I know it was a lot, but practice rereading and matching your voice to match the character. And when their feelings change, your voice and body should change. Okay? I'll see you next time.